Right now, vaccine clinics making a comeback. The push for boosters.
Also, taking action for students. There was a new program to help the shortage of substitute teachers.
And we continue to track a powerful long-duration winter storm across parts of the country. But we're also going to tell you how cold it is as you head out the door.
Good morning, everybody. Happy almost Friday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get right to our COVID headlines this morning. We have invited Dr. A.J. Sethi once again back on the program to talk about some of those headlines.
Yeah, Dr. Sethi, an associate professor of population health sciences at UW-Madison. Dr. Sethi, waking up again early for us. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Good morning, Leah.
We want to start by talking about Pfizer's news on the vaccine for kids. They are submitting the data on the first of 2 of 3 doses, hoping that this is available for the public. What's your take on that good news?
Yeah, it's an unusual submission because they're breaking up the application, 2 doses now, and when data on the 3rd dose come in, they'll submit that later. And the urgency is because lots of kids are in the hospital because of COVID, and so they want to get that process started now.
All right, now let's talk about the new variant. It popped up in Dane County. Not a big surprise here. What's this going to do for the Omicron spike?
Yeah, a lot of people think this is going to cause the spike to sort of not recede as quickly, and maybe we'll have a lingering of cases a little longer. Because this new BA2 variant, is more infectious. And as a result, it's going to spread and cause the epidemic to, linger just a little bit longer.
You know, over the past week, there's been a slew of articles, editorials mostly, opinion pieces, in some major news outlets making the argument that masking in schools should end once this Omicron peak ends. Interestingly enough, the WHO doesn't recommend masking for kids under 6 because they don't always wear them correctly because they're at such low risk for illness. Of course, the CDC does recommend it. What's your take on taking masks off for kids after the peak?
Yeah, this has been a hotly debated topic throughout the last year. And, after every wave, there are calls for removing those mandates. I would say that, masks aren't going to be useful if they're not being worn properly. So not having a mandate, has a lot of merit to it if they're not being used. On the other hand, it makes sense to wear a mask to block transmission. It does work when kids wear it properly, but young kids have a hard time doing that. And then there's effects of mask use in general. So I appreciate the argument. It's very difficult to know what to exactly do.
Yeah, this is a topic of discussion in our family at home, Dr. Sethi, because I have a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 7-year-old. And for my 3-year-old, if she's not wearing a mask and she's going to school full time, but the older kids are wearing masks, I mean, there again is that risk of transmission. So when you mix in those age groups and not have everybody follow the same guidance, isn't that, tricky, or won't that cause problems?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think it's best if everybody in the household is wearing masks when they can to protect the household from getting COVID. One entry point will spread that pretty quickly within a home because you're not always wearing a mask when you're in your own home around your family. Yeah, I mean, I'm a proponent of masks for kids, but I recognize the challenges in making that actually work. I'll say that for vaccination, when you look at 5 to 11-year-olds, only 20% across the state have been vaccinated, despite that vaccine being authorized for that age group. If we can get vaccination rates higher for kids, we'll see lower transmission in schools in general. And as the Omicron spike recedes, I think there will be more merit to not asking kids to necessarily wear masks.
All right, Dr. A.J. Sethi, again, taking the time this morning to break down these COVID headlines, give us some really needed context on what's going on in the news. We really appreciate it, Dr. Sethi.
Thanks, Leah.
6:03 now, the U.S. Army announcing any soldiers who refuse a COVID vaccination will be fired. Army Secretary Christine Wormuth issued a statement saying unvaccinated soldiers present risk to the force and jeopardize readiness. She says involuntary separation proceedings will begin for any unvaccinated soldier who doesn't have an approved exemption or a pending request. The policy also applies to active duty reservists. Continuing our coverage now of the substitute teacher shortage, UW-Platteville is taking action with a new program to put education majors on the fast track to the classroom. Platteville is giving its students the opportunity to get their associate's degree first before their bachelor's. The associate is needed in Wisconsin to be a licensed sub. Those students also need training, and UW-Platteville is going to cover the cost for those programs. Eligible students can start getting their associates this spring. With subs in high demand right now and short supply, schools really need those teachers. Dr. Jen Collins, director of UW-Platteville's School of Education, says about 150 to 200 of their students would qualify.
It doesn't solve the bigger issue, Chris, right? It doesn't. It is a bit of a Band-Aid, and I know that is the case, but it does help get somebody in a classroom, for a teacher.
Yeah, those schools will take what they can get right now. The earliest these students would be able to get into the classroom is next school year, but once the program is up and running, they can add substitute teachers, 3 times a year.
Glad to see UW-Platteville taking action on this serious issue. Chris Stanford, great reporting there. 6:05 now. Chris Reese, some great meteorology in your first warned weather.
Yeah, we're going to try to do that anyway. If you remember, by the way, Monday, I said that on Tuesday a storm would develop and we'd continue to track that all the way into parts of Friday. Well, now it's Thursday and this storm is still impacting some of the same parts of the country that it initially developed in on Tuesday morning. And so once again, here we are, heavy snows getting started, or rather continuing throughout parts of the Midwest into the Ohio Valley and into the Great Lakes. Here's what I want to call it though. I want to focus on what I've called the Tour de Winter Storm, okay? Because we're going all over the place and tracking some of those bigger cities that are still being impacted by this. We start with Dallas. Over the last 3 hours, I've seen a solid transition in Dallas from the freezing rain over to sleet. Now this is transitioning over to a period of some pretty heavy snow that's going to come down. We're talking perhaps 1 to 3, even 2 to 4 inches of snow falling on top of the sleet and freezing rain that they've already had throughout parts of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex this morning. Let's work our way up the interstate. We go from Little Rock over to Memphis, and all morning long over the last 3 hours, it has been this mix of sleet and freezing rain. That's impacting places like Paducah as well, starting to work its way over into western Kentucky. With the snow, St. Louis, follow I-70 from St. Louis to Indianapolis to Columbus, all the way up towards Cleveland, even Detroit. This is where we're seeing a lot of that heavy snow for today, and then eventually more icing is going to develop into cities like Louisville over to Lexington, and we really see that ice develop later on this afternoon and into tomorrow. After all that, I did tell you that we'd watch our neighbors to the south and say, oh, and then take another sip of our warm coffee because that's what we're doing. We're still quiet around here. Temperatures colder than they were yesterday when you were heading out the door by about 5 to 10 degrees, really depending on where you are. But we are in the single digits and some of us below 0. Janesville, you're holding on tight. Still to the double digits at this point. Janesville, you're coming in at 10 right now, but it's 2 below 0 in Wisconsin Dells. 8 below 0 for our friends at Camp Douglas this morning. And then wind chills are even colder. 21 below 0 for Camp Douglas and Viroqua. 14 below 0 in the Dells and Lone Rock. Our wind chill right here in Madison coming in at 12 below 0. We're at 4. It's still cloudy out as well, but we'll start to get rid of some of that cloud cover throughout the morning. So grab the sunglasses when you head out. By the afternoon, I expect us to see sunshine. Temperatures will be right around 13 at that point. You ever have to sneeze mid-weather report? Okay.
I don't do too many weather reports, so no, hasn't happened.
That was a struggle just then. I was like, am I going to make it through this because the sneeze? All right, here we are. So 13 for your high today, 19 tomorrow. Then more 20s and even 30s start to show up as we begin to look ahead. But it's a dry stretch, folks. At this point, I still do not see any major winter storms on the horizon. For the snow lovers, I know it's really sad. We've had only about half of the snow we would normally see at this point of the season, a little less than that. But winter's not over around here. I always know we have through March.
The picture of professionalism over here. Chris Reese didn't blink an eye when he had to sneeze. You just made through that entire forecast.
It was a struggle. It really was a struggle. I was like, oh no, I'm going to sneeze mid-weather report here. First time that's ever happened to me, but I've had worse happen.
You're certified.
But we made it.
Certified most accurate forecast as well. Chris Reese, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
6:09 now. 2,000 U.S.-based troops will soon leave Fort Bragg for Poland and Germany to support NATO forces near Ukraine. The decision comes as new satellite imagery reveals a Russian troop buildup in areas bordering that country. Another 1,000 troops will move from Germany to Romania. A Russian deputy foreign minister called the troop movements destructive and said they would only increase military tensions. But the White House says the moves aren't based on any new signs of Russian aggression.
This is not troops that will go into Ukraine. They're not fighting in Ukraine. This is us. This is the United States abiding by our commitments under Article 5 to support, reassure our partners in the region.
The Biden administration has also stopped calling a Russian invasion imminent since officials say Putin's intentions are still uncertain. 6:10 now. Coming up, honoring Black History Month in Wisconsin. How a new center will help attract more black leaders to our city and our state.
And we're in the 608 with a look back at some of the best food and drink in our first year.
We're all family at Furniture and Appliance Mart's Friends and Family event. See what Friends and Family do on top brands like Whirlpool, LG, and Frigidaire. Shop amazing doorbusters and no interest financing for 18 months at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside the Ashley Home Stores of Madison.
At Pick and Save, we believe fresh is all about standards. That's why we do up to a 27-point inspection on our produce. Like for oranges, we check for color and scarring and more, keeping only the best of the best on our shelves. Because when it comes to fresh for everyone, we believe the juice is worth the squeeze. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. One weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at DinosaurAdventure.com.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Ashley Home Store's Friends and Family event is going on now. For a limited time, get up to 54% off doorbusters, plus take a bonus 15% off. And get interest-free financing for 18 months. Only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
It is time to continue celebrating our week of In the 608. 1 year of In the 608, and we're having some fun.
Quite the anniversary. Oh, yeah. Josh Brighter live in downtown Madison this morning with more. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. I know you guys couldn't wait to see all of the food I've consumed over the last year, right? We've made so many memories, and that includes all that food and drink as well. All week long, we have been taking a look back at some of the best of the 608 over the course of the last year, visiting hundreds of places here in our News 3 Now viewing area. And you guys know I like to eat and drink. That's no surprise at this point, right? This year, I've had an incredible time getting to dig into some of my favorites, along with trying a lot of new things, too, that that may be special to the 608 or Wisconsin. I've learned a lot in the past year about why living here in the 608 is so great, because there are thousands of these positive and inspiring people just waiting to be met and seeing their lifestyle, their businesses, getting inside there and just seeing what's going on, guys. This has been truly a reason to celebrate here, and I can't wait to bring you even more of this coverage here in the days, weeks, and months ahead. And of course, we have to dig into all of that food and drink coming up here in about 30 minutes. We're going to have a little bit more of that montage of all of the places that I've been over the last year. And again, I don't know whether to be proud or embarrassed about how much I've eaten and drank here on the morning show over the last 365 days, guys, but it has sure been a blast, and I can't wait to continue.
I think you're making a lot of people jealous, Josh. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to work and be able to take part in all of the different delicacies that Madison has to offer and try the new stuff, you know, try the famous dishes that these restaurants are known for? You get to do this weekly.
It's so funny because, you know, when these folks, you know, welcome us into our businesses, you know, remember all of these tips typically are coming from you guys at home. This is where I'm getting out into the community and why I'm doing this. So the fact that I get in there and they're like, hey, do you want me to whoop you something up? And it's like 5 o'clock and I'm like, sure thing. Is that even a question? I will eat and drink at any time, especially when you're getting up in the middle of the night like us guys. You kind of lose track of that schedule and you're like, yep, I'll take anything, anytime.
Couldn't agree more. We love to watch it. Josh Breiter, thank you very much. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email at inthe608@WISC-TV.com. First year in the books, plenty more to come. 6:16 now. The Center for Black Excellence in Culture planning multiple ways to honor and celebrate Madison's Black history. We talked with one of its advisory council members yesterday. Professor Christy Clark-Puhara is a tenured history professor in the UW Department of Afro-American Studies. She believes the center can do a great job attracting Black professionals to the city and keeping those who are already here.
It can be a place where Black excellence is normalized and not seen as an exception. And I can't overstate how important that is for someone like myself who is raising children here.
The Center for Black Excellence set to open next year, 2023. Last month, organizers launched a $36 million campaign to fund the facility. Millions of dollars have already been raised toward that goal.
Okay, coming up on 6:17 here, it's a chilly start to your morning. Chris Reese talking about wind chills because, yep, it's kind of painful out there when you walk out this morning.
When this map is purple, that's when a lot of people are going to be a bit upset about it. But wind chills again into the teens and 20s below zero as you begin to head out the door this morning. So bundle up properly as you head out. We don't want anyone getting frostbite, especially if you're going to be out for an extended period of time. Viroqua and La Crosse are winners, if you will. Well, I'll keep it positive. We'll call them winners. But still, they have the lowest wind chills out there, 22 and 24 degrees below zero. Even in Monroe, that wind chill's at 11 below zero. Lone Rock, 14 below. And right here in Madison, our wind chill, 12 degrees below zero. Winds out of the north at 12, and our actual air temperature, it's 4. We got this cold with cloud cover, folks. Remember, cloud cover acts as a blanket to keep you warm overnight. We'll start to get rid of some of that cloud cover later on this afternoon. Until we do that, though, temperatures aren't going to move all that much. We're going to see several more hours of temperatures just kind of hanging out where they are. And then as we start to move towards the afternoon, we'll see a little bit more sun. The sun will say, hey, pleasure to see you, Wisconsin. And thermometers respond to that with a little bit of an increase. That's why we're going up to about 13 later on this afternoon. Still, though, wind chills stay chilly. By the time we get to 3:30 or so, wind chills are going to be hanging out around zero. Not at zero, but hanging out around it. And then, of course, we're back down into the teens below zero for your wind chills tomorrow morning. Watch the core of the cold. This is our upper air pattern. What happens upstairs controls what we experience down here. That starts to focus itself towards Canada a bit, so we'll actually get a bit warmer before more shots of cold start to work their way in. We've been on this roller coaster ride since the fall, so that's no surprise, but that is how things are going to shake out. This is East Washington at 2nd Street. Traffic moving along smoothly. I still don't see any reason for anything to impact your traffic. Our weather has been quiet, and we continue continue to get the green light throughout all of your day parts, and we should keep our roadways green when it comes to our traffic maps as well, too. This is exciting to see on a Thursday. Let's keep it this way and go into the weekend with smooth sailing on our area roadways.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. A heads up this morning to check your fridges. Some salad dressings are under recall. Conagra Brands issuing a voluntary recall for these bottles of Wishbone, really popular dressing here. It's for chunky blue cheese dressing and Thousand Island dressing. Both contain egg, which isn't listed on the product label, so if you have an allergy, that would cause some issues here. There are no reports of illness or injury, though, so far.
The White House wants the Postal Service to reconsider buying new gas-powered vehicles. Last year, USPS announced that it would be purchasing more than 150,000 delivery vehicles. The EPA, though, sent them a letter asking to reconsider in hopes the future fleet would be electric. The Postal Service said in a statement that they're willing to accelerate the pace of electrification. Dane County leaders still trying to come to an agreement on designs for a new Dane County jail facility. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll take a deeper look.
But first, taking a little fishing competition to a whole new level. A very Midwestern tale coming up after the break.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Welcome back to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, where the action's really heating up.
Yeah, Jerry, let's go down to Tina and see what's happening.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Cheryl and Greg, and they just won the huge jackpot. What are you guys gonna do with all that cash?
We're gonna go to Fiji.
I'm gonna see my mom. Hi, Mom. They're going to visit Mom. Maybe they'll take her on vacation.
Oh, it looks like a great day for Cheryl and Greg.
Hey, I wish I could join them.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduced that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back. Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt? We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
Sleep Life got you down? For a price that won't keep you up at night, Denver Mattress has you covered. And during the 7-day winter sale, check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $299.99. Save $100 on the Doctor's Choice Hybrid, any size, any model. Or get a free $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Plus 5 years no-interest financing and free shipping right to your door. Say goodbye to sleepless nights and shop Denver Mattress today. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Hey everybody, it's me, Tracy Turnblad from Hairspray. Broadway's Tony Award-winning Best Musical is back, featuring songs that are fresh, winning, and tuneful. Come see the mega hit about a girl from 1960s Baltimore, me, who dares to dream big and changes the world. Don't miss the warm-hearted musical comedy, Hairspray.
At Overture Center, February 22nd through 27th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
We always ask you to share your morning with us. Gwen giving us this gorgeous shot of a sunrise over a spooky shed.
Spooky.
Yeah, we will re-air this next October and tell haunted stories over a campfire.
What is it that makes it spooky?
Yeah, so a little explainer here. Chris Stanford, due to COVID social distancing, is out in the newsroom and can't really see the screen very well. So, Chris, I won't get into too much detail, but it's just a shed that is spooky.
All right, then.
It's a snowy picture, the woods, no leaves, trees down.
Straight out of Blair Witch Project.
I will take your word for it.
That movie gave me nightmares for years.
Wasn't that, yeah, that was some nightmare fuel for sure.
Terrifying, terrifying. All right. Thank you very much, Gwen, for getting us talking this morning. We appreciate it. 6:24 now. A long history of smack talk between some fishing buddies in Minnesota reaching a new level.
This is by far my favorite story of the morning. Okay, so check out this billboard. It says, "This is Troy. He sucks at fishing." And then it gives his email address for people to email him. And to take it a step further, his buddies hired the actor from Happy Gilmore, who plays Shooter McGavin, to talk smack. This is a big back and forth between these fishing buddies. And they just topped it off with the electronic billboard. Oh, man. Isn't that awesome?
Supposedly, Troy is known among his friends for never catching any fish on these trips. So they really called him out with this billboard.
Insult to injury, man.
This is hilarious. We joked earlier that we should take a big sign out for my dad because he is always fishing, constantly. This is all he does, 300 out of 365 days of the year. That says, "Zeke, call your daughter." Turn around.
I would contribute.
Go home and call your daughter.
To that. You know, they do say, though, a bad day fishing is better than a good day at work.
You know what? I should get him a T-shirt that says that.
There you go.
I don't know about that one.
Well, Chris
if I have a great day at work.
I know. Good day at work for us. We love what we do. It's different. They're digging ditches, though.
No, my best days at work. I don't know if fishing is going to make up for my best days at work.
Yeah, but Chris, I don't know that you're loving these days at work lately. No snow in the forecast.
I've been incredibly bored, not going to lie. But we've had fun. You know, it still gets me out every day. But I need something. Mother Nature, please. Please, your weather people are feeling like we have no purpose. That being said, check it out. Temperatures as you head to the bus stop into the single digits, bundle up. We'll see more sunshine this afternoon, warming up to 12.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The Build, Remodel, and Landscape Show is coming, and admission is free. Shop, compare, and save big. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at the Monona Terrace Convention Center.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the fan favorite cowboy pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. One weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Supply chain backlogs, inflation, agitation.
Here's an idea. If we make things here in America, supply chain issues won't be a thing anymore. That's exactly how we built the Bucks Arena, by having 80% of the materials come from Wisconsin. We did the same by paying higher wages. That's how you know, as your senator, I'll get things done. Raising people's wages, make things in America, finally stand up to China. I'm Alex Lazary, and I approve this message because it's time to put more money in the pockets of working people.
During Steinhoffel's Super Sale, have dinner on us.
Get a $100 Grubhub, Uber Eats, or DoorDash gift card when you purchase some new furniture. Start with 35% off the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses at the guaranteed lowest prices. Plus, when you take advantage of Steinhoffel's special financing, you'll save even more. So get some new furniture and have dinner on us during the super sale at Steinhoffel's. Relax, it's Steinhoffel's.
How sharks could hold the key to curing cancer, tonight at 6.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Right now, the Dane County Jail proposal still not set after 7 years of conversations. The newest idea for how the space should look.
And Chris Reese has a new Time for Kids recipe for health. He shares SSM doctors' advice to keep your family from getting carbon monoxide poisoning.
And while a major winter storm turns to our south, we're talking temperatures getting ready to head below zero. We're going to time that out in the first one forecast.
And we're celebrating the best year in the 608 with a look at some food and drink over the last 365 days.
Looking forward to that. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
Happy almost Friday, everybody. I'm Leah Lynchide.
Almost there. All right, so top of the news this half hour, Dane County leaders still trying to come to an agreement on designs for a new Dane County jail facility.
Right now, what the board and the county sheriff do agree on is the need to close the severely outdated city-county building. The first proposal comes from County Sheriff Calvin Barrett. It's a 7-story building with the ability to house right around 900 inmates, but it comes in at $24 million over budget.
I will fight for a facility that provides them with humanity, dignity, respect, and an opportunity to rehabilitate.
After that plan, the Sheriff's Office collaborated with the Public Works Department on a new facility. That proposal designed a 6-story building with the ability to house just around 800 inmates. This one only $5 million over budget. Both resolutions are currently going through a county board committee.
Meanwhile, the county board chair is introducing a third proposal. This is the only one on budget so far. It has the fewest options for inmate beds, but she says that's okay.
Reforms that we're implementing across the county, including the Crisis Triage Center, the Madison Cares program, all aimed at diversion, which should help lower our jail population.
If the full county board fails to approve plans, they could choose to leave the decision up to the public via a referendum in November.
New this morning in Iowa County, the Sheriff's Office there announcing it has finished its new law enforcement center in Dodgeville. The $28 million project broke ground in April of 2020. The final move-in announcement just last night. All operations, including the jail and 911 center, are consolidated in the building. When we talked to the Iowa County Sheriff, Steve Mitchick, in December, he said he'd been waiting for a more functional space since he took office back in 2003.
A little bit like, gee, pinch me, is this real? Serve the public well, keep the inmates in our facilities safe, and hopefully allow those inmates and family members to still have good connections.
The agency's phone number has also changed, so if you have a non-emergency reason to call the Iowa County Sheriff's Office, there's their new number right there on your screen. We've also got this posted up on channel3000.com.
A Sun Prairie man is being charged with homicide in connection with a car crash that injured an off-duty Madison police officer and killed the officer's wife. It happened in Sun Prairie. A criminal complaint says Christopher Bloom's car left the road, rolled over, and struck the officer and her wife, who were walking on a bike path. Bloom reportedly said a car came out of nowhere and he tried to swerve to avoid it. The driver of that second vehicle was arrested for bail jumping. The criminal complaint says that driver was intoxicated at the time as well. A witness says Bloom was driving fast and erratically, though, prior to the crash. A 65-year-old woman who suffered serious injuries following a hit-and-run crash on Madison's east side over the weekend has died from her injuries. The police department says she passed away Monday. The crash happened Saturday morning on Milwaukee Street and North Stoughton Road. The suspect reportedly ran from the scene and was arrested after a short standoff.
We're learning more about the shooting outside of a Milwaukee high school this week. A total of 5 people, 4 of them teenagers, were shot in the parking lot after a basketball game following an argument they say started on social media.
Kids in our city were shot over Facebook, social media. And the worst part about it is that while those kids were shot, it was the adults in their lives that brought the guns into the equation.
Police say they are still searching for the suspect, who is a known 20-year-old man. Again, 4 of the 5 victims, teenagers. All 5 are expected to survive.
6:34, let's get a check of your certified most accurate forecast now with Chris Reese. Tracking that storm off to the south. We're still thinking we're going to miss out on this, Chris?
We're going to miss out on this one. We get the colds, we don't get the storm, but it has just been incredible to watch. And we still have a whole day to watch it, because it's not until this time tomorrow that the storm starts to leave the Midwest. But even then, it's still going to be on the country, impacting parts of the Northeast. So that being said, still some blizzard warnings throughout parts of West Texas, winter storm warnings all the way to Maine and the Canada border, ice storm warnings along the Ohio and southern Mississippi River Valley, and then wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings just to our north. We're missing this because of this dome of high pressure that's in control. In the meantime, we still have this front. And we have multiple waves of low pressure that continue to ride along that front. But this area, high pressure, that moves on into town. Check it out. This is 6 o'clock tonight. Still dealing with a lot of that ice throughout parts of Kentucky and southeastern Ohio. Snow for northeastern Ohio. Now we start to move towards tomorrow, 6:30 in the morning. We're still watching parts of the eastern part of the country deal with the freezing rain, sleet, and snow. Meanwhile, there's a new area of low pressure that has developed to our north and west. That area of low pressure is going to bring a little bit of cloud cover and a chance for some flurries as we start to move towards tomorrow afternoon and evening. That's it. But it will bring the clouds and the flurry chances. It also brings a cold front. It's only a cold front by definition, because temperatures are actually going to be warming up after that moves on through. The definition of a cold front really has to do with the wind change. The winds are going to shift out of the north and west, but the actual air going to start to get a little bit milder for us. Cloudy and 4 degrees right now. Our wind chill at 12 below as you begin to head out the door. Temperatures in the single digits for all of us. Some of us below 0, nearly all of us feeling below 0 in some capacity this morning. Viroqua and Camp Douglas feeling like the 20s below 0 at this point. Here's Doppler track. It's going to stay quiet. We'll get rid of that cloud cover into the afternoon. We'll top out right around 13. But I want to show you what I'm talking about with the cold front, even though it's really just wind direction. This is tomorrow morning. We're hanging out around 4 below 0. Here comes our flurries, and then we'll see our winds turning out of the west and northwest after a brief stint of them being out of the south and west. That's the cold front, but temperatures still hang out in the teens. We're not dropping that cold as we move towards tomorrow night. Instead of being around -4, we're at -1. Still cold, but it's not as cold. And then for Saturday, we actually warm things up into the 20s. And then more 30s throughout parts of next week. So temperatures moderate just a bit. We are still staying quiet for now. Snow lovers, be patient.
Yeah, you know, we're going to get some like huge April snowstorm.
I feel like end of February into March will be our season.
Sure, that's how it'll go. Of course, we don't know that. We're just speculating.
That's just how I feel.
Yeah, that's
so we'll
feelings,
see.
Folks. Thanks, Chris. To some more local news now. Middleton's Common Council approved the first steps for some renovations at their airport. Among some of the proposed improvements, the purchase of some new farmland for some expanded runways and a new hangar development. Tuesday's vote only opened conversations about the plan and not any actual construction projects.
A program that's helped many restaurants stay afloat the past few years could outlast the very pandemic that produced it. Madison City Council taking the first step toward approving an outdoor dining expansion, which has supported almost 200 Madison businesses. Streetery allows businesses to place tables in designated roads and parking lots. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway sponsored new ordinances that would allow eligible sidewalk cafes to expand their services onto the surrounding sidewalks and streets.
When the pandemic hit, you know, we were really looking for ways to support, particularly our restaurants, and really just leapt into action to make it possible for more places to have outdoor seating.
The program was set to expire in April after getting an extension last year. The council's referral last night does need to clear several committees before a final vote. That's tentatively set for mid-March.
Our certified most accurate weather teams kept us prepared for bitter cold all winter long, and temperatures tonight are set to fall below 0 once again.
We've been fortunate to avoid power outages so far, but if it were to happen, Supplemental ways to heat your home could lead to carbon monoxide dangers. In this week's Time for Kids, our Recipe for Health team shares how you can lower the risks. Let's check in with Chris Reese now. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, it's tempting to supplement that furnace or even replace it altogether with things like space heaters or even using the oven. But experts say that these added heating elements increase the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. SSM Health Executive David Ottenbaker says that the symptoms of such may seem normal initially, but could become very serious.
Symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning can be very subtle at first, but headaches, nausea, not feeling good, lightheaded, and then ultimately can progress into vomiting and really severe illness and ultimately death. And so you want to be careful of that. So if all of a sudden a couple of family members have unexplained headaches, they just don't feel right, something to at least be on your radar that could possibly be a factor.
So, what can you do to help prevent the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning? Dr. Ottenbaker suggests being proactive with regular furnace inspections and servicing and making sure that fireplaces are properly maintained and cleaned every year. Ottenbaker also suggests the installation of carbon monoxide detectors near all bedrooms. Of course, our Time for Kids Recipe for Health team is always asking what you want to hear about. You can do that. Let us know what health topics you're interested in or share your family's health story with us online at ssmhealth.com/timeforkids.
So we have a really old carbon monoxide detector, or we did, and it kept going off. And my wife and I were freaking out. We had the baby home, the kids were at school, and we couldn't get the thing to shut off. So we evacuated the house, called 911. Turned out our carbon monoxide detector was just really, really old and started malfunctioning. So also an important reminder here to make sure that you're updating those carbon monoxide detectors every few years, because over time they can malfunction and not work properly. So we get a fresh batch of carbon monoxide detectors all over the house now. Cannot tell you what kind of peace of mind that brings to the family.
Exactly. It's stuff like that, what you just shared, that will hopefully save lives as we go through this winter.
Certainly has happened to our household as well. Some good reminders here from both Chris's this morning. Thank you, gentlemen. 6:41 now. Let's take a live look outside. You can't tell, but it is cold. It is biting out there. The wind just brutal. Chris Reese talking wind chills for a couple more days. Then we've got a warm up. He will let us know all about it in his first warn weather.
And we're showing you some of the best food and drink from In the 608's first year.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sheesh Raval with the Ortho Team Clinic at Stoughton Health. We hope you can join us for our upcoming event on treatment of knee arthritis and custom knee replacements.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
Welcome back. We're celebrating 1 year in the 608 all week long. 1 year of showcasing positive stories in your community.
So over the last year, Josh Sprider has eaten a lot. And you're here with a look at some of the best eats from the last 12 months. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, yeah, you said it best there. You can tell I like to eat and drink. I mean, we do live in Wisconsin, right? And over the last year, I've been lucky enough to get my hands on a lot of favorites, like here at the Old Fashioned, and a lot of new things too. I'm gonna eat because that's what I do best, right?
That's the Southwestern bacon. That's the sandwich that put us on the map.
We're at Sugar River Pizza's Sun Prairie location.
This is our ricotta, be kidding me? Sausage, pepperoni, and ricotta.
This is the one.
I'm going to have you try the lemon lavender.
It tastes like sunshine. Like it's a perfect like summertime treat. Like
In ice cream is like the best version of a graham cracker.
That one's good too. You know, oh, they're all good. I'm gonna have a hard time when I come back here deciding which one to have.
Actually, I brought forks out for us, right?
I saw the fork.
Right?
I hope this is what this
absolutely.
is. This is probably one of the healthiest things I've had at 5:15 in the morning, you guys. A pretty good breakfast.
You can see how nice and warm that is. Okay, it's almost ready. Go ahead. Grab a curd. Wow. Fresh, squeaky.
My turn.
The Culver's Curder Burger.
Look at the cheese.
Holy cow.
That's amazing.
So not quite as smooth as you told. It all goes down the same, right?
It all does. That's for a first attempt. That's pretty good.
If anybody's looking to make quiche at home, save yourself the heartache. Make pastrana instead. It's like a mix of bread, vegetables, cheese, cream, meat. Very rich.
I'll be honest with you, it goes great in the morning.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, and I
want to try here?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys.
That's excellent.
Isn't that good?
That's like a breakfast beer, I think. Hey, you know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? It doesn't matter if it's in the morning or the evening. So here we go.
Clever.
Not even Friday yet.
There you go. Thanks, Josh. Hey, make sure to tell.
Thirsty Thursday.
It's true.
He's got it.
Oh, this is the proof in the pudding.
Ooh, that's fantastic, yeah. Ooh, that's really good. Ooh, that's excellent. You guys have to stop complaining. I'm bringing stuff back to you as I take another sip here. Making me hungry this morning. Of course, that's what we do every morning here on News 3 Now This morning is like to talk about food. If you'd like to check out and rewatch some of those segments, you can go to our special webpage, channel3000.com/in-the608 for an interactive map of all of the places we've been over the last year, guys. Can't wait to go for more.
Okay, so my favorite was the Curder Burger because I got to sneak along for that
Obviously.
one. Josh, what was your favorite drink and food?
You know, that's a tough one. I honestly cannot pick a favorite because I've had so many options over the last year. We're out in front of the Old Fashioned today. Obviously, that was one of my favorites. That's just a staple of being here in the Madison area, right? Sugar River Pizza, also a good stop. But we also had a lot of, like, really good desserts in there, too. Like the ice creams, the cookies. Like, it's, yeah, you can't really ask me what my favorite thing is because I'm going to say it all, guys.
Yeah, I did like the Old Fashioned one, too, because we got to go Old Fashioned back
you
to
sure
us.
did.
Well, to me, there is nothing better than a cheese curd fresh off the production line. Oh, when it's still warm, it's still soft. God, I've had those before, and there is nothing like it. Am I right, Josh?
Yeah, you sure are, and I think that's what's been fun about this is, you know, a lot of times when we go to these places, you're just seeing the food when it comes to you, right? But we really got an inside look at a lot of these operations, especially during a time that's been very, very tough for them over the last couple of years. So any support that we can give them during this time, this is what we're here for, and we're going to continue doing that because we love local, we want to support local, and we're going to keep doing that, guys.
Yeah, and the people. The people you meet on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of special folks that have joined you in the 608.
Yes.
Can't wait for another year, Josh. Josh Breiter live downtown this morning. Thank you very much.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. All right, switching gears now, over to Chris Reese with your bus stop forecast this morning.
Yeah, temperatures as you begin to head out the door, they are going to be below zero in some spots, if not into the single digits. We're expecting temperatures in Madison right around 4. Wind chills will be below 0. 7 by lunchtime. Headed home, temperatures are going to be hanging out around 12. Doppler tracks still quiet for us until you zoom things out and focus on that storm that's impacting areas to our south. That stays to our south because high pressure's in control. Meanwhile, this front really kind of staying stationary, but slowly sliding farther to the south and east. This area high pressure slides on top of us towards tomorrow. Then we'll see another area low pressure work its way into the picture. That's going to be bringing us a chance for some flurries and an Arctic front by sometime tomorrow afternoon and evening. That being said, our cloud cover this morning will gradually start to filter out. By lunchtime, I expect us to see a little bit more sun. Temperatures top out right around 12 to 13 later on this afternoon.
Bundle up, Chris Reese.
I will do so.
Thank you very much. 6:50 now, coming up in the morning sprint. All the local top headlines for you on your Thursday morning.
First, though, if you've got a little kid turning 3 soon, we would love to help them celebrate. So send us their picture. Here's how. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year.
Wow. Wow is right.
Deals up to 50% off throughout the store. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. 1 weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 16 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game. So you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 2.49% APR for 60 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2022. Nominate your favorites online, including Beef Butter Barbecue for Best Barbecue and Best Curbside Pickup and Takeout. Nominate Beef Butter Barbecue today at madisonmagazine.com.
Una llamada, nada más.
Isang tawag, ganyan lang. مكالمة واحدة, هذا كل شيء.
Ci vuole solo una chiamata.
Halmar nasawa.
No matter how you say it, it's always one call, that's all.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture and mattresses, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year. Get an 8-inch foam queen mattress for just $222. Slumberland Sleep Solutions. We've reinvented mattress shopping.
Here for you in a heartbeat. SSM Health Heart and Vascular Care.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
Vaccine and booster doses are being given more and more in untraditional settings. Instead of doctors' offices, people are going to pop-up clinics at libraries, zoos, and other community spaces. New numbers from SSM Health suggest 15% of COVID shots are distributed that way. Doctors say that's a good thing because it means people who wouldn't otherwise get vaccinated are getting their shots.
Milwaukee police say that a fight over social media is what led to 5 people being shot outside of Rufus King High School Tuesday night. That fight broke out outside of a girls' basketball game. Police say that's when an adult male shot 5 girls. All 5 victims are expected to be okay. Police are still looking for the gunman.
State Democrats looking to reinstate a law that would require a 48-hour background check before a dealer could sell someone a firearm. 6 years ago, Governor Scott Walker repealed that law, which had been in place previously for 40 years. 9 states and the District of Columbia have some form of a waiting period after certain gun purchases, including Illinois and Minnesota.
In Iowa County, the Sheriff's Office announcing it's finished moving into its new law enforcement center in Dodgeville. The $28 million project broke ground in April of 2020 with a final move-in announcement coming last night. All operations, including the jail and 911 center, are consolidated inside.
Madison's canine officers are in the process of getting fitted for new bulletproof vests. Last month, the department reached out to the public for donations, and their goal was reached in under 48 hours. The department says the old vests were too heavy for the dogs to wear for the full duration of their shift, so they were only put on during high-risk situations if time allowed it.
Oh, Badger men's basketball falling short against Illinois last night. Illinois is now top of the Big Ten with Wisconsin and Michigan State behind them. Final score last night from Champaign, Illinois 80, Badgers 67.
UW-Madison is showing off its new chemistry instructional tower on campus. Located at the corner of North Mill Street and University Avenue, the tower provides more space and state-of-the-art facilities. The 2 lecture halls can hold a combined 600 students. Chemistry courses have had some of the highest enrollment of any at UW-Madison.
A star witness in former President Trump's 2019 Ukraine impeachment is suing some of Trump's allies. Retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman has filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump Jr., Rudy Giuliani, and former Trump White House staffers. He alleges they tried to intimidate him from testifying and then retaliated against him when he did. Vindman, who served on the National Security Council, testified about the phone call between the president and a former president and Ukraine's president.
All right, temperatures cooler than they were as you head out the door. Temperatures are cooler this morning as compared to when you were heading out the door yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees. We're at 3. Still mostly cloudy. Our wind chill coming in at 12 degrees below 0. Temperatures are going to hang out right around 4 or 5 degrees for a time before warming up to about 13 as we start to move towards the afternoon.
Stay with us. Some breaking news internationally. A U.S. raid in Syria, the latest after the break.